As I got more and more into spirituality, which tends to focus on the positive, I realized that even there is a negative side. As there is the light, there is the shadow which controls our life. And this video is about shadow work. Hello, this is Samyukta Nair, and welcome to my channel where we talk about personal development, growth, spirituality, and all that jazz. So, what is shadow? The shadow is all the parts of ourselves that we have lost or forgotten or we have suppressed. So, this could be all the feelings of rage, jealousy, anger, hatred, anything that is deemed as unacceptable, evil, or sinful. This could also be for people who have low self-esteem or self-worth. It could also be the good parts, their strengths and their gifts which they did not get enough appreciation for or did not find it worthy enough to be shown, so they started hiding their gifts. So everything that is repressed becomes a part of our shadow. So, how is it created? It is created in our childhood, or as our parents and our caregivers start shouting at us or start telling us to not feel certain things. The biggest example is crying. When a child starts to cry, the parent or caregiver goes on like, strong boys or strong girls do not cry. For a child, it is that the parent or caregiver is someone he needs the love to survive. So what the child internalizes it is that if I cry, then I will not get love and therefore I will not survive. So he suppresses his or her urge to cry, and this becomes the part of our shadow. Just as for crying, it could be for every other emotion, every other feeling, every other behavior, like speaking loudly or being outspoken or speaking the truth. All of these, as they are deemed acceptable, they become part of our shadow. So, what is shadow work? Shadow work is bringing the light of awareness onto this shadow. Why do we need to do shadow work? So, this is for deeper love and acceptance of ourselves. As we understand our unconscious behaviors, we accept ourselves more and more and understand ourselves, and therefore we bring out our authentic self more, and whatever our hidden gifts and talents, we have the confidence to bring it out to the surface. Then the second is we have better relationship with the people around us, as especially with the people you dislike, as you realize that you are maybe projecting, and a lot of times we project our shadow. So whatever we are suppressing inside ourselves, if we see someone else doing that or being that, then there is an unexplainable feeling of anger, jealousy, irritation inside us. So, in this way, you tend to understand why you like the people you dislike or the people you hate. Third is you have better mental, emotional, and spiritual clarity. And the fourth is a feeling of wholeness. As you bring the good and the bad parts together, you become a whole person instead of being all positive. So, in the words of Carl Jung, who coined the term shadow work, until you make the unconscious conscious, you will continue being controlled by it and call it fate. So, your unconscious behavioral patterns and emotional reactive patterns that rule your life will continue ruling you until you shine the light of awareness onto them. So, now to the good part of how to do shadow work, how to deal with this. So, there is two parts. So one is about how on a day-to-day basis, and the second is how you can do it on a longer basis when you can take out more time. So, on a day to day basis, writing or journaling is the best way to get started with it. So, I've started the practice of writing at least 2 pages every day, brain dumping everything that has been going on in the day, yesterday, today. And as you do this more and more, you can see your emotional and behavioral patterns, and you can become aware of them and let go of the habits that do not serve you and start the things that do serve you. journal. If you're not a writing person, you can use the voice recorder in your phone and just speak it out. Get a space for yourself and just speak out, journal out your day by speaking, or journal out your speak out your life story, what has happened to you, particular incidents in your life. So whatever works for you, writing or speaking. So as you become aware using these techniques, triggers are your best friend. Triggers are your best friend with shadow work. Anything that triggers, irritates you in yourself or in someone else's behavior, immediately take a moment, become mindful, and try to understand why it's happening, why you are feeling this emotion of irritation or anger or jealousy, and bring awareness to it. Using these techniques on a day to day basis, you can bring light to your shadow. Now, to the other activities, like on days when you can take out time, what you can do. First is mirror work. So, you sit in the front of the mirror and evoke, you maybe look at old photos or you revisit some old memory, and you let yourself emote, you let yourself maybe cry and cry and cry. And this is about expressing the emotion. It is not only about your mind and analyzing it in your mind, these are unexpressed emotions at the end of the day. So only by expressing it and releasing it can you truly free the shadow. So whatever, maybe you feel like laughing or you feel jealousy or you feel anger, sit in front of the mirror and express it. This is one of the ways. Then you can look at your family tree, that is, look at your grandparents, your uncles, your aunts, and look at both your good and bad traits and see what you have maybe imbibed in them. Like you can, like, I love my aunt, but she is very judgmental. So analyze if that judgmental quality is there in yourself also. So look at the people around you and find that out. Then there is starting a project like working on something, maybe learning a new skill or writing a blog. It creates a lot of emotions of maybe impatience, of competitiveness, of self-doubt, of anger. And it also creates maybe fulfillment and joy and happiness when you do it. So bringing like there is a wealth of emotions that you feel when you create something, and by bringing awareness to this you can uncover a lot of gems. For example, I'm procrastinating like crazy on working on this channel, so I do realize that I have a lot of self-doubt with regards to my creativity, which I need to work on. So I would like to, yeah, that was it. And I would like to end this with a quote from the best person to quote from, that is Rumi, who has the most beautiful quotes. So it goes like, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek for all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Yeah. Thank you for watching.